ladies and gentlemen, night 2 of WrestleMania delivered. Period. Night 2 of WrestleMania delivered. This has been a pretty good WrestleMania weekend. Not gonna front. But night 2, that was a different animal than night 1. You know what I'm saying? Just the vibe from watching the crowd, everything. And as I've been telling people for as long as they would listen to me, I did get one part wrong. There was no new bloodline members. That's okay. But you know what I did get right? The story's finished. You know what I'm saying? And I don't do bumblebee belts. I don't do yellow belts. So we got the OG black. And this will be accompanying me to Raw tomorrow night as I witness the coronation. And hopefully this time we get the confetti and the fireworks and stuff we didn't get tonight. For one.
No, you got the fireworks. You got the fireworks.
I must have missed the fireworks. I'm not going front. I got a little hype. So I may have missed the fireworks. Okay. I won't pretend. I did get I got really hyped. So I might have missed the fireworks because, yeah, I was hyped. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get the confetti and everything. Hopefully tomorrow, the whole package, confetti, fireworks, poppers, the congratulations. And hopefully, we'll get some version of the Wingy Championship tomorrow as well. So we can go ahead and put the Golden Bumblebee WWE Championship behind us. So that's just me taking shots. We had a gentleman on here before night 1. I guess you can call yourself the tribal. I don't know, tribal whatever now, but you can still be tribal. You still be the tribal chief.
Man, he did say before he got off that he wasn't gonna be a part of this one because he was gonna be crying.
Yeah,
so.
You already knew. Yeah. So you can still be the tribal chief, but you need to put that Bumblebee belt down. I'm so glad that Bumblebee belt won't continue. Like I said, I don't hate on belts, but all the extra gold, this yellow gold, this and stuff, it's not necessary. That's all you need right here. Solid black. Black is better. But we get a new one. All good. Y'all, I'm so hyped. Like, I'm not even halfway outwardly as hyped as I am inwardly because of I'll be stumbling over my words. I wouldn't be able to think. 2 years. This man been trying to finish the story. He finally did it. And as somebody who, I want to relate this outside of wrestling for like a quick second. As somebody who has accomplishments and can't look in their dad's eyes, for him to tell him, even just with the look, I'm proud of you for what you're doing, son. I can relate. There's several different reasons why I wanted Cody to finish the story just outside of I like Cody, right? So when you don't have a parent or parents and you see somebody coming in and talking about doing something, it's like, I can't provide it to the person I want to because they're no longer here. And it resonates with you, it makes you like a person even more. But I'm gonna go back to wrestling. I'm gonna keep my feelings down. I'm gonna go back to wrestling. With me tonight, because I ain't even introduced him yet because I'm so excited. My man, the Playmaker. Still in the podcast witness protection program, but we all good. We all good.
Hey, you have, outside of David LaGreca, who is the driver of the Cody Crybabies bus. I mean, hey, he admitted it, okay? What do you want me to do?
He did admit it. He did.
The guy who is not, how can I put this? He's a Cody fan, but he's not part of the Cody Crybaby Nation. He's driving a different bus in support of Cody. I'll let my man have his moment.
Man, y'all.
But y'all already know who I was because y'all seen me hosting the other 2 shows. So Like I don't know who I am. So I want to let my man have this moment, you know. And speaking
It's
of
big,
moments,
man. It's big,
speaking
man.
of speaking of moments, Samantha Irvin, you, my lady,
She deserves
phenomenal,
it.
phenomenal, phenomenal. I forgive you for not being able to announce the proper way of Cody winning the match. And with that being your only hiccup, phenomenal. You literally did 2 consecutive nights of work, a ring announcing your ass off.
And it ain't hot in Philly, bro. I'm in Philly. It's not, you know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Samantha was on fire from the start.
Shout out to Samantha for real. Like, I don't think people understand how much that takes, how difficult that is. And I mean, she kept the energy up. She was giving it to the people. So definitely shout out to her, man. That was crazy. Like, just in a respectable way, just out of respect. Like, that's crazy.
So, and we already got some people in the chat. My sister's
Yeah,
still up. I love it. My
yeah.
sister is still up. Yes.
We go into the chat. We go into the chat. This ain't even got no order, y'all. We ain't doing commercials because we need the time to talk. We get back to the commercials next week. We get all our stuff back, structure and all that. This ain't structure. This is off the cuff. This is real. All right. So Yolanda says A plus plus. She says love it. AP says they did Drew dirty. Drew did Drew dirty. In the words of Vince McMahon, Drew did Drew dirty. Yolanda agrees. She says Drew deserved that. Yolanda also says he wasted time playing around with CM Punk. Yup. And then you see what he got for it. And then to your comment about Samantha Irvin, he says Samantha Irvin was emotional, dude. She definitely was. I think she was too emotional.
How can you not be that emotional?
Oh, I
I
was that
kid you
emotional.
not. Let me see. The match started. It wasn't even 10 o'clock when the match started. Cool.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't even 10 o'clock. So I already knew a lot was gonna happen. But the way that they built this match for the first, I give it 20 minutes. It was just Cody and Roman.
Yep. You gotta put this down for a minute because I need to be able to move.
You put it down. I'm like, for the first 20 minutes of that match, it was just Cody and Roman. It's like, I'm like, dang, this is, and it was good, but this them too. I'm like, man. I was in my mind, I was like, is anybody even going to come in at this moment in time? Because this is like, I'm expecting some time for it to happen sometime soon. And as soon as I message you, what happened? As soon as I message you, what happened?
When I said something to you and you messaged me, that's when the jam broke. When it rains, it pours.
And soon as me and Cool message each other, Jimmy Uso comes, by the way.
Yep.
I know how you feel about Jimmy Uso, but for them, for what
he played
Jimmy and Jay did, for them to decide to take that bump.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So my problem is not with Jimmy, it's with Jimmy as a singles wrestler.
That's what I mean by saying Jimmy.
So that right there. Because I saw Jay running, I was like, he's gonna hit him with a Superman punch. What are you gonna do? He speared him. He came from the side.
Off the stage. I was like, oh my goodness. They just went off the stage.
Bro, I was sitting over here like, JR, business is about to pick up.
Oh my goodness. And then kept it going solo. And it looked like 39 all over again.
But how? So this is what I want to say about that part. Like, it was great, but Cody kicked out of that spear Samoan spike combo, bro. When he kicked out of it, I was like, he definitely winning. Like, I mean, I already felt like he was, we talking about that for months. But when he kicked out of that, I was like, oh, this Cody's lose right now. It's Cody.
And plus, at the same time, like, nah, he kicked. I was surprised that he kicked out in one part, and the other part was like, no, we gotta have the Rock in here somewhere, so he has to kick out.
Right. Then John Cena came down.
When John Cena came, I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. John Cena came out. I'm like, oh boy. And then The Rock came out. Philly lost it when The Rock came out with John Cena in the ring. Philly lost it.
John Cena and The Rock in the ring, because you could take it all the way back to bringing it via satellite, that whole thing, right? Because you got that whole rivalry and everything. Then you got John Cena and Roman Reigns situation that happened. Crazy.
And then it was like, okay, this is where The Rock takes over. Next thing you know, dong.
Bro, when them lights went out, the only reason that we can do this show and I could talk to you is because I wasn't there. Because if I had been there when them lights went out, I wouldn't have no voice for the day, bro. Nothing left.
I had one, one of the moments when you like really stunned and you got to fall to a knee. That was me when that song. I was like, oh my gosh, no, this is not happening. This is not happening right now. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then lights came on, Undertaker's right there. I'm like, no.
But then, after the lights come on, he gets that choke slam. And that's it for The Rock. The Rock's done that. Like,
I love
he
how
took
The
The Rock
Rock
with him.
I love how The Rock sold it.
Bruh. Now, you say what you want about The Rock. When you talk about selling the move, name me 5 people. Name me 2 people better than The Rock. That man take a stunner like nobody I've ever seen on the planet Earth.
The way he turned around and seen the Undertaker, and he sold the heck of, oh, he's actually here. Like, oh no. It is almost like he did one of my numbers with my picks. Man, I already committed. I might as well finish it now.
Right.
I already committed. I might as well finish it now. So,
bruh, man, it's so hard. Like, I know we all talk about like picking these matches, watching them, talking about them. It's hard when you really emotional about it, like right now, to get on and talk about it. But guess what? It feels good too, though. So it's therapeutic. Man, let me go to the comments. I'm about to go on a wild tangent. Let me go to the comments real quick. Baby Ox in the building with the laugh out loud. What up, Baby Ox?
That's the first comment he put in, laughing out loud, because laughing at us. Probably laughing at me while I'm talking about when Undertaker come out, what happened to me when Undertaker came out.
You talking about you fell to a knee. That's wild.
Because we didn't expect the Undertaker to do anything.
We didn't expect the Undertaker to be there.
Yeah, we expected him to do the Hall of Fame thing and he's going to go about his business.
Yeah, we expect him to be there. So Yolanda says that was a nasty combo. That was.
You talking about that Samoan Spike in the spirit. Cody Rhodes kicked out.
Then my boy says, what up, guys? Baby Ox.
What's up, man?
What's good, bro? Glad you back checking things in with us. You know what I'm saying? Fruity Pebbles.
I was forever love The Rock for that one.
Yeah.
The Rock is the only one that can take anything and make it trend.
And I will always love Kung Pao Bia too. Yolanda says I went crazy.
She went that. So what you need to know about my sister, right? You already know about Randy Orton, but Undertaker is that one on top. Randy Orton's her husband, but it comes to the number one wrestler.
Undertaker's her boo.
Undertaker's number one.
Oh, she already told us. See, she told us. Baby Ox says Triple H did a great job. I agree. And then Miss Yolanda says that's my number one. Right there. Undertaker. I feel it. Like when you hear that, when the lights go out and you hear that gong, that's different. Like you got people coming in. Like if you heard the glass break in Stone Cold, that's one thing. But that gong, that's different.
Bro, if that glass would have broke, your team wouldn't even have a stadium no more. Your team wouldn't even have a stadium no more. I'm just gonna say that. If we heard glass shatter, the Eagles would have been finding somewhere else to be playing football next year.
We would have to play at Lehigh for next season.
Because that building would have been done if that glass would have broke. I'm just saying.
Bro, I was sitting there like, is he coming? And then the Undertaker came out like, nah, we don't even need him now. But bro, that whole sequence, I'm gonna tell you. So I was having a conversation with a semi wrestling fan earlier, right?
Mhm.
So he was saying how Cody can only win if there's no type of interference that helps him, or it's always going to be that he won but he needed help. So I'm like, bruh, as long as the person doesn't physically touch Roman Reigns, he could be distracted. I like Roman Reigns and won every championship match, besides maybe one would help. So how can you say, right, that if somebody beat Roman Reigns and they get a little bit of help, the turnabout ain't fair play? Right, the whole reign of Roman was built on his family helping him. The
And
only the only match that he won without help was the first one against Bray and Braun Strowman when he waited to halfway through the match to sign a contract. Other than that, when has he defended without help? So how can we make the story, Cody needed help, when Roman always needed help and ain't nobody talk about it? This man was y'all tribal chief, all with help.
and think about it. That's why they made the bloodline rules. See, that's what y'all forget. When you have a heel champion like a Roman Reigns who has a faction and they win by the numbers game, and the idea is to put the title on a babyface who has been trying his hardest to get that title. You have to make it some type of stipulation where the playing field is level and it doesn't even matter.
Agreed. That's definitely agreed. Definitely another way to look at it.
Because you're not gonna have a babyface champion win in a straight up normal match with help.
Right. So Babyface Ox says, Baby Ox, my bad, says,
He's saying
facts.
facts about he's
But he
heel
said
saying
facts
facts.
when I was talking earlier, but it still applies. It still
No,
applies.
he was saying facts. I thought what I was talking about y'all wouldn't have had a statement Stone Cold would have came out.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying it still applies though. It still applies. No, though, it still applies now.
But we're
You know what
not.
I'm saying?
And just imagine how many people got involved into this match, and the crowd was on point with every single one.
One. Everyone.
So, and by the way, Pat McAfee, this man had me rolling.
Baby I says Cold Stone. Yolanda says, he said it don't matter how you win, if you win. So there you have it. True. I mean, that's it. Winning is winning. Like, I just like, I find it amazing a lot how people want to have certain stipulations for certain people, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we've had championship reigns, not just Romans, but his just been longer. But we've had a lot of people who only won because they had help. Remember, Edge had the Edge heads, and he always used to win with help.
Oh,
It's been so many people. Like, we could go back. There's been so many people. Kurt Angle had Team Angle at one point.
yeah,
Like,
we can throw a CM Punk in there. Remember the Straight Edge
yeah,
Society?
Society, yeah. The new Nexus. Like, yeah, it's nothing wrong with having hope to win, but you can be a good guy and have a little help every once in a while too. That's the thing.
That's great storytelling. But Pat McAfee, man, oh my, this guy.
What up, Mr. McCoffee?
Pat had me on the floor rolling. Let me tell you, I don't know if you saw this or heard this part. This man, when Roman Reigns threw Cody over the barricades into the universe, right? This Pat McAfee come out of nowhere and say, "Hey, I'll get you a cheesesteak while you beat his ass, Roman."
I heard that. I heard that.
Like, really, Pat?
Yo, Pat bring a whole different layer. Like, remember we was talking before. I love all three of the commentating teams. I love Booker T's team on NXT. It's perfect for NXT. Booker T be says all people like, oh shucky ducky. Booker T be wild now. But it's perfect for NXT. Because these are people kind of, some of them still learning wrestling and learning how to develop their craft. So sometimes you need stuff to fill spaces. So Booker T is perfect for that. We already know about Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. But there's something brewing on SmackDown. Real talk. There's something brewing on SmackDown. That combination of Corey Graves and Bad News Barrett, Wade Barrett. And I said, I don't know, this could be great, but it could be bad. It's great.
No,
It's working.
Great. Oh no,
it's working.
Corey Graves is doing a fine job. And the one thing I would give Pat for, Pat knew how to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Pat didn't do a lot of talking, and we know Pat can talk. Pat let Michael and Corey do what they do best. And he fill in what he needed to fill in at.
He filled in some little jerky comments from time to time too, that I liked.
So, but yeah, you missed that, man. Yolanda, that joint had me on the floor.
Yeah, Yolanda said she didn't hear that laugh out
That
loud.
joint had me.
Yeah,
Floor. That
I
man
was
said,
crying laughing when he said that.
Get you a cheesesteak where you beat his ass, Roman.
I was crying laughing when he said that. Baby, I said if Stone Cold showed up, I believe Michael Cole might jump in the ring.
Man.
And then Yolanda says Michael Cole loved working with Pat. Man, the only person that don't love working with Pat is Stephen A. Smith, Mr. Screaming A. Smith himself. That's the only person I know that don't enjoy working with Pat.
I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna see what happens when football season get around. I'm gonna see when football season get around. But man, yeah. So yeah, we had to start the main event first because that was like the most craziest thing I've seen in a very long time.
We ain't done with the main event. We coming back to it too, but we got most.
That was the craziest thing I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
Very entertaining too, because usually when you bring that many people in, it doesn't work.
It feels like too plugged up. It feels choppy. It don't like flow. It flowed perfectly.
That was perfect.
That's what you call masterful storytelling. Hunter told us a year ago, just chill and watch the story play out.
But yeah,
that's what he told us.
Now, shout out to Stephanie, man.
Yes,
Stephanie came out there.
Yes,
got the crowd hyped.
Yes, she did.
Oh, that's the way to get us hyped.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get into the World Heavyweight Championship. If y'all seen the earlier show, y'all know I had a hard time trying to figure it out. Do I want to stick with my original plan? I'll go a different route, but I stick with my original plan. And dude, I almost missed it. Because on the bell run, Drew McIntyre, Claymore, Seth Rollins. Out the gate. And I'm like, good gracious, this man almost. Whew.
Yeah, when Drew kicked him that early, I was like, I'm glad my ultimate pick was Damian Priest. Because I felt like it was only a matter of time. Like they ended up doing it. I felt like it was only a matter of time before he was gonna keep hitting him with claymores and he just couldn't kick out.
But here's my and through this match, and I gotta give it to them. They put me on a roller coaster ride, and I'm sitting here like, bruh, Drew, why is you playing, man? Stop looking at CM Punk and finish Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm. But you know, Drew has an infatuation with CM Punk that borderlines on stalkery.
He does, man. I'm sitting here like, I was about to be mad. I almost missed you. I'm like, and I was like, I know you're on the road. I was like, bruh. I almost missed you. I was finna say, bruh, if this man don't stop playing with me right now, I'm gonna be mad as hell for the rest of the night.
And the funny part was, I was like, I already know the ending. So whatever they want to do with this, whichever way they want to go, cool. So the reason why I had picked Seth was because I knew what was going to end up happening, and I thought they're not going to give Drew one of these 5-minute reigns or 3-minute reigns. That's what I was thinking. Well, sorry for me. And you were right, because you called this a month and a half ago.
It's like
you did say it was going to be 2 title changes. I was adamant that I didn't think they was going to do that to Drew. They did it to Drew.
Yeah, and remember, I elaborated on like, if you really think about it. Because when I first said it, I don't think the reason was in your head yet. And I was like, when you think about it, who's been stopping Damian Priest from literally catching it? Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. I was thinking from the side of like, I mean, when I sit back, it makes sense, but I was just thinking about it from, ain't no point in giving him the range to let him chase him and beat him at Clash in the Castle.
I was like, what better way to really make it mad? Oh, you won the title? Guess what? I'm gonna take it from you because you've been trying to stop me this whole entire time. How fitting. Sure enough, because of his infatuation with CM Punk. CM Punk was like, you know what? I had enough. I had And I'm with CM Punk. Man, you is not gonna sit here and keep talking in my face.
Why he tried to put his wood all on over CM Punk? So I'm like, bro, CM Punk, you about to take that from you?
And Pat McAfee doing it. And Pat McAfee doing what Pat McAfee does and is hyping it. Oh, why in his face? Like, really, Pat? Shut up.
Yolanda says 40th birthday in Mania, what a great one.
Yeah.
And then Yolanda also says, I love me some Stephanie too. That's why I was hyped from the beginning. Like, I like Stephanie. I wouldn't say I love Stephanie.
No,
but
she loves
Stephanie. No, but I'm saying the role that she did tonight, that'll make you want to love Steph. She come out like that, that'll make you want to love Steph. Baby, I said I was straight laughing. Yeah, man, you can't sit there and go to another grown man and you done already messed up his arm. You know what I'm saying? And I said this earlier. He said Drew should be mad at himself. I said earlier, Drew only has Drew to blame for not being champ.
Drew, let me do it, Mr. McMahon's way. Drew, screwed. Drew.
1,000%, bro. 1,000 trillion billion %.
So I'm happy that I stayed on board on that one because I was like, that is only that heavyweight champion got changed twice in Philly. It's got to change twice, and they did. And shout out to Judgment Day. You see how happy they was with Damian Priest.
So far,
but they was hyped for Damian Priest. Like, usually you probably be mad because you just lost your titles, bro. Like, y'all really legit just lost y'all titles. Like, not even 24 hours ago. Because y'all was like the second match on the card.
And see, the thing too, though, the one thing the ladder match does do is, yeah, you didn't retain, but you didn't really lose. You just weren't able to grab the titles. Like technically it's a loss, but it don't feel like getting pinned. And then when you make it like 5 other teams, it kind of takes some of the sting off of losing. And honestly, the Judgment Day with the tag team titles was stale.
It was.
I didn't think they were going to lose them like that, but I'm not surprised because they lost an awesome troop.
Yeah, that was crazy in itself. So shout out to Damian Priest. Matter of fact, thank you, Damian. Thank you, because we needed that Money in the Bank cash in to actually mean something.
Yes.
We needed that to mean something. That gives us reason to look forward to the next Money in the Bank paper, PLE.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so everybody is clear. You're reigning and defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion is the self-proclaimed leader of the Judgment Day, no longer Senior Money in the Bank, Damian Priest.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is both world titles is in the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm. Men's and women's. Talk about dominance. That's dominance. And see, here's the best part about this. Finn Balor could go out there with Dirty Dom and win back those belts in a week or two. Because R-Truth and The Miz, they're not going to have those belts for a long time, I don't believe. I think they'll have them longer than A-Town, Down Low, or Down Under, whatever they call themselves. Because I thought they was going to I thought they were going to no longer be a team, and then they win the tag team championship. The SmackDown ones. That was a little bit of a shock, but I do like that they split them up. That was the call. They did do that. I like that. I'm a little questionable about who won, but the fact of the matter is they did what needed to be done. Storylines can go all sorts of ways now.
Yeah, especially the bump that Grayson Waller took after he grabbed them titles.
Man, he died. They had to resuscitate that man. Baby, I said some of the bumps during the ladder match had me like, yeah. And then Yolanda says it's going to be Finn and JD.
And speaking of bump, JD took one hell of a bump. Good gracious.
He took a bump. The only problem I see with that, Yolanda, for me, right, is he's like Jimmy Uso. So far, but you do have a little time couple of weeks to try to, you could build them up a little bit over the next month or two.
But I think the only difference is that Finn and JD already have chemistry.
This is true. This is true. Well, Don might be on his way out Judgment Day anyway. Mommy might put him out.
To see on that one. Then after that, if I remember the card correctly, LA Knight, AJ Styles. I think that one is about as good as you can do it for LA Knight.
Yeah. We already knew who was winning that.
And the only thing I hate about that, AJ Styles changed his song.
I didn't get to hear AJ Styles' song because where I was driving through, did he use his?
Yeah, that man changed his song. I was like, no.
Did he use the one? Did he use the By Myself song?
I don't think it was that one. I think he's something new.
Okay.
It's something I ain't heard before. I'm like, he changed the song. Come on.
I have to go look at that.
Like, darn, I wanted that. Because I was waiting for that. I was waiting for his entrance. By the way,
it's hard.
By the way, all the special entrants, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Agreed.
Even phenomenal, by the way. Had to throw that out there.
Io Skies was good. Bailey's. Everybody, like.
Yeah. So Almighty Prophet, they got the dub, which was needed.
Thanks to Bubba Ray, Bully Ray.
I didn't even think Bubba Ray was doing anything part of WrestleMania, to be honest.
I didn't even know he was there, bro.
I knew he was there because Busted Open's there, so I figured he would be there. And plus, Paul Heyman going to the Hall of Fame in Philly, ECW, all that. I was ready. I didn't think WWE was actually going to use him. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, that does make sense. So Baby Ox says Pete Dunne took a hard bump. Yeah. He hits the for LA Knight. And then he says AJ Styles' new song was trash. Yeah, I ain't hear it. I gotta hear it because that's two people that really watch wrestling. I know that think it's just not a fan of it. So I'm gonna have to check it out after we do this.
Yeah. But yeah, the Almighty Prophet's got the dub. And we got some old fashioned Dudley boys action in the ring too, which was good to see. From the Street Profits, from the Almighty Prophet. That was fun. That was a fun thing to watch. But yeah. I'm gonna say this again. Let that be the final thing of this freaking robbery, okay?
Yo, B-Fab got slung like a sack of potatoes, bro.
But she came back and she almost messed up Scarlett's beautiful face with that damn boot.
Hey, but it was. I like how they incorporated them into the match too. That's the biggest thing. A lot of times when you got like a female valet with the group, they don't really have them incorporated in like these rivalries like this. Like they'll just sit there and argue, maybe fight one time, but they was really part of this match.
But and I did like that. I'm just gonna say B-Fab got the final laugh because that boot, good lord, that was the matter of fact, that was the first time I was like, oh my gosh, because she almost took her face off. That was a vicious boot, okay?
It was. I definitely agree. So Yolanda says she agrees about AJ Styles' new song. And then she says, I was like, why? It sounds like I'm glad that I missed it, which I'll describe it. Word up. Sounds like I'm glad I missed it. I'm going to have to go check it out so next week I can talk about how bad it is too. Now, if you are watching, remember, we didn't get y'all 3 shows in 2 days, right? We ain't going to be there tomorrow.
You're not.
Shout out to 502 American Angel Radio. You will be hearing this on there as well. But we ain't going to be live Monday night.
Not. United States Championship, Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. As you saw was earlier today, I did the process of elimination. Randy Orton is there for like prestige names and whatnot. Kevin Owens, and it's really between Kevin Owens and Logan Paul. They try to pull one on us again. Triple H tried to pull one on us. I don't think he was around to see it. Sami Zayn did the return favor to Kevin Owens. I was like, I said, really, man?
They had me wavering for about 30 seconds. I was like, nah, I'm good.
I was like, really, man, yeah. But that was a great match.
It was.
I left like for the 5 minutes. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton just beat up on Logan Paul, and he even got to the point Logan Paul was like, push Kevin Owens right now. Good, y'all two fight. They looked at each other. Look, he pushed me. You know, we can still beat him up. I was like, well, dang.
Yeah.
Can Logan Paul get out of this?
Logan Paul had to work for that. Logan Paul had to work. We got another laugh out loud from Baby Ox, and then we got a hated it. Feel it.
Like they that was funny, but you know, then once they really became a triple threat match was good. Enjoyed it.
And man, I was sitting there thinking for that 30 seconds, I was like, what if they be like, this gonna be like Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero? Like they both win, and then Sami Zayn come out with his belt. You know what I'm saying? They hug, and then they get the. But I was like, well, this ain't the big belts though, because they don't really value the United States and IC belt. But that would have been a great story if they both would have won.
It would have been.
Yeah, so that caught me for about 30 seconds. I was like, nah, I'm right.
But I like how they went. Randy Orton RKO's, Kevin Owens, Logan Paul does the typical heel stuff. Okay, you get out the ring, and I'm gonna get the pinfall here.
But that attempt at the punt kick. So for those of you who don't know,
man,
Randy Orton move of all time is the punt kick.
He had them breaths. He had them breaths. I was like, Randy Orton. And like you said earlier about the bloodline and the whole thing with Cody, turn him out his face. I'm like, uh-oh. He got the breath. He had it to us. I'm like, and as soon as he hit his thigh, I was like, oh no. Oh no. He about to kill Logan Paul.
If he would have hit that on Logan Paul would have died, and I would have been wrong in that match. There's one move. We talk about the most dangerous move in sports entertainment, the RKO. It's the punt kick. That punt kick put lots of people out.
I was like, Logan Paul gonna die, and then you know
it was needed, Baby Ops. The punt kick was
the prime bottle decided to get involved, which we turned out to find out to be his Ice Show. Man, he was talking a lot of trash to Randy Orton too. I'm looking at him like,
I'm like, bro.
And in my head, like I know all this is scripted and whatever, but in my head I was like, I don't think he know who he's talking to, do he? I don't think he realized who he's talking to, right?
You know, I was thinking in my head.
What you was thinking?
I was hearing Mark Henry's theme song. Somebody about to get that kick. That's what I was
saying. I'm just saying, like, he has no idea. All right, well, you okay? You're barking at Randy. Randy Orton bopped back up. That was the funny part. Oh, RKO, and I was like, and the way Pat McAfee sold it. Ice Show is dead. He hasn't moved an inch. I'm like, Pat is just.
Yeah. That was the clue that Logan was going to win when he got away from that punt kick for me too. But I had picked him because, you know, let's looking at it on the money making side. Like when you don't value the secondary championships, some people might want to argue with me, but oh, they don't. Let's be real, they don't. When you don't value those championships, you get these type of things, right? And the fact of the matter is, Logan Paul is best for the championship because you don't have a better story for it. Man. All the tweeners and young ladies and dudes that follow him, they're going to watch if he's part of it. That's why he's champ. I said it before the show. I said it again after the show. Nothing changed. It was that was a stat quo move for me. It ain't do nothing for me at all. Expected it. You know what I'm saying?
And then part 2 of my co-host taking a victory lap. WWE Women's Championship. Io Sky defending against Bayley. I gotta say, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised at the finish though. I always pick Bayley. I'm surprised because there was no damage control at all. Like no damage control whatsoever.
If damage control would have tried to come out there, triple caramel cakes would have intercepted them and made short work of them.
I was hoping for that.
I was too, sir. There was no part of me that wasn't like, we get one more shot, one more mental image of triple caramel cakes. But we didn't get it. But that's okay. Because Bailey Cakes was on display.
Io was too.
And I was about to say, surprisingly, Io got some little cupcakes over there too. And not even the mini cupcakes. Io got some of those the extra size, the extra big cupcakes, the extra large cupcakes. They're still cupcakes, but they're the fluffier cupcakes, the big ones. Io got a couple of cupcakes back there.
Io, but I will say that even though I was surprised, I love that the fact they allowed Io to showcase what she can do. Because Io was on one. I was like, yeah, this is good.
When you're gonna take a championship from a champion like Io, it's good to have them showcase what they can do. Right now, I expected that in the match. I know we didn't talk about as many details of it, but I expected it in the match because Io is very talented. So even if she's gonna lose, you want her to look like somebody who could win. You don't want Io Sky up there looking like somebody that doesn't belong in a ring with Bailey. That's a joke. We're not doing that. We're not believing that. So I like the way that they did make that look like Io got it. She didn't win the match, but she's still around. She's still on that top tier. She didn't just get there because of damage control. Damage controller's match, she still almost won. I like that.
And she'll bring it to Belly.
She was.
Belly overcame it.
With them mega cupcakes.
finally got the rose plant in. That was it. And by the way, I saw the damn blue dress. I'm mad that I seen it.
And then Bailey to Belly. She hit a couple of Bailey to Bellies. I like that. That's Bailey's joint. That shows that she's at least reverting partially back to the face character. We don't want the side ponytail. We don't want the little inflatables and her coming out with the bright colors and all that foolishness. But the Bailey to Belly, a couple of the tendencies returning. See, that's what people would like.
Bruh, so, her entrance was off the chain. I was like,
it was.
You getting carried to the ring? Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
I did want to see a little bit more of the cakes, but I'll chill because it was a good interest.
So that was awesome, man. That was night 2.
Yeah. And Baby I says he agrees. This was earlier in our last conversation, and then me too on the triple caramel cakes. Caramel cakes.
I would say this: we did a lot. We did better than night 1. We did better than night 1.
Yo, but see, that's why I say, like, for me, whenever I do WrestleMania, I'm always gonna because I'm going next year, and I'm doing night 2. You don't never do night 1. Like,
and by the way, they didn't even announce where WrestleMania is gonna be at.
They didn't.
They didn't even announce where WrestleMania is gonna be at.
They didn't, because you couldn't do a lot with Cody winning, right? With Cody winning, you kind of had to, like, you tied up a couple of different storylines. You tied up the finishing the story. You got the Io, Bailey, Dakota Kai, all that. You tied that up, right? You tied up The Rock running around, being the final boss. The final boss is the Undertaker, by the way. So you got rid of some of those things. Yes, baby. Yes, baby. Ops. Cake. Cakes all day. There's always room for cakes on Monarchs of Wrestling. Well, they tied those up, right? Hopefully you tied up this Street Profits thing. You tied up this little trio with Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. and all that, so that they can kind of all do their own thing. Logan Paul can go prance off somewhere for a few weeks and then show up about how they no challenges for him and whatever. We can see what happens with the bloodline now, right? Who's Roman Reigns gonna blame for him losing? Because he's not gonna blame himself. So we got that. Um, you know, who's mommy's next challenger? Who's Damian Priest's first challenger that's gonna step up?
It gotta be Drew McIntyre. It just common sense. It has to be true.
Yolanda says, always room for meat too. Hey, there's already a lot of meat for you, so you know what I'm saying, Yolanda. That's meat for you. I agree. Now, I don't think it's gonna be Drew. Because I think they're gonna make Drew jump through all the hoops. Drew gonna have to beat everybody in Judgment Day. Drew gonna get jumped. A lot of things gonna happen before he actually gets the match. But I think Clash at the Castle, Drew gonna win that belt from Damian Priest. So whatever amount of time we got between now and Clash at the Castle, that's Damian Priest's reign.
I don't know, because we got Backlash in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, but if you're Drew McIntyre and you're gonna win the belt back, Backlash, Clash in the Castle, in Scotland, all your people could be there. Which one you want to win it? You tell me. If you Scottish, you ain't never won a championship in front of your people, and you get a chance to win in front of your people. You want that or you want Backlash? You tell me.
So where we at? So we got WWE Backlash, the next PLE. We got 2 pay-per-views in May. So that's May 4th. May 25th, we got the King and Queen of the Ring down in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, but you only had to have a championship match for that.
You don't. That's more about who's going to be King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going ahead and say I believe a Storm should might as well win Queen of the Ring. Just to throw that out there. Then NXT has a Battleground. We'll see about that. And then June 15th is your pay-per-view, sir.
June 15th is when Drew McIntyre becomes the champion again. So Damian Priest, your reign on top is short, but you do get one.
That's
Yolanda laughs at my comments about the Schmeats. She says Cody on Raw or SmackDown. No, SmackDown now.
He's on Smack. He'll be on Raw tomorrow.
Yeah, but then SmackDown.
He transfers over to SmackDown.
But this is going to be his goodbye speech, and then because they got to have the storyline go back and forth, we'll see who ends up going to Raw to replace him. So this is a good one here. So Baby Ox says, do you remember Super Street Fighter when you're about to fight M. Bison and Akuma show up? The Undertaker was Akuma. I like that. That's a very apropos description. So
the crazy thing is the next 3 main PLEs, no, the next 4, should I say, are all international.
They're going to France too, right?
Backlash is in France.
Mm-hmm.
I already said the King and Queen of the Rings in Saudi Arabia. Clash of the Castle, that's in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Money in the Bank is in Toronto.
No, who should show up for Money in the Bank?
The next actual PLE to be in the States is not until SummerSlam.
When we might see the Tribal Chief again. So Farouk says Roman should have had a standing ovation for carrying his company since August 2020. Gutted that Roman lost. Farouk, I've been telling y'all for months on end. The story is finishing. Right? And I think Roman Reigns fans should appreciate what he did when he was the guy. Right? You knew it wasn't going to last forever. A lot of people like to say that they carried WWE. I would say that they were the most consistent part of WWE. I wouldn't say they carried it because if they didn't have opponents that were real threats to the tag team championships, to Roman Reigns in his reign, they're not that important. So they were a big part. I'm not going to try to deny that they weren't a big part.
But that's the crazy thing. That's the
And I don't
crazy
think it's
thing,
over.
though. If
It's
you
not over.
think about how many people elevated through the bloodline.
It's not over yet.
It's not. But just think about it. How many people elevated?
Everybody involved elevated, except for Jimmy.
Look at Sami Zayn. People care about Sami Zayn. People was enthralled with Cody Rhodes. Like, Cody has to finish the story. Seth Rollins sticking his nose in the business. People's like, yes, Seth, help us.
And something we didn't mention, I'm glad you brought it up. Cody really should shout out Seth and help him get a rematch if he's not going to be out hurt. I think he's going to be out hurt for a minute because I think all the injuries had caught up with him and he needed to go out.
It's so cool when he supposed to came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It took him a while to get to the ring.
Yep. But see, Roman hitting him with that Superman punch and leaving him in the ring, that's what led to Roman's demise.
Yeah, because Roman got his payback, in the words of Michael Cole.
He did, but his payback cost him. He got his payback, but what did it cost him? That's a big part of why he lost that match.
But I bet that chair shot felt good until he got caught by Cody. That's saying. That was crazy, but cool. You went 5-1, but you did get the extra point for Damian Priest cash in.
Let's go.
Cole Johnson, I don't even know he's probably asleep because he got to go to work in the morning. Same one, 5-1, but he did get the extra point. And then there's me, 6-0, because I stuck with my original plan when it came to the World Heavyweight Championship.
And who did you pick just to make sure?
I picked Drew McIntyre to beat Seth Rollins.
No. I remember that. Who did you pick in that triple threat?
I picked Logan Paul.
Okay. I know at one point you was talking about
that was AJ Styles and LA Knight.
Okay, I got it mixed up. Okay.
My original thought was going to be AJ Styles, and then you and Cole convinced me to go Logan Paul. So I was like, you know what? I can't even go Logan Paul.
Yeah, because I was like, bro, you don't think Logan Paul will win that match? You cray.
And
that was clearly he was going to win that.
And plus, you've been following us since we started our show. I said that world championship was going to change twice, but Damian Priest was going to cash in on Drew McIntyre.
He did say that. I'll give him that.
And he cashed in on Drew McIntyre, even though Drew McIntyre
did a lot better. We all did better than yesterday, right? Because yesterday we all missed more.
That 6-pack ladder match, bro.
that got everybody. Then that Sami Zayn win because that was unexpected, bro. Ain't nobody gonna. Unless you was Sami Zayn like Crybaby or a Sammy Soldier or something. There ain't no way that you pick Sami Zayn to win that match.
Definitely did. But no,
I ain't hating on you, but ain't no way, if you ain't a Sammy Soldier, ain't no way you pick that.
Man, so real quickly, well, me and you finished 11-3 for WrestleMania. I feel good. Cole 10-4, so whenever Cole come back and hear this, you went 10-4, sir. Real quickly, Stand and Deliver. Great show. And I wanted to see how it feel because when you came out with the NXT Tag Team Champions defended first, that match was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. But Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin, what they call the Roof Dogs, they kept the titles and they very like. What I'll give WWE this. Every single opening match this weekend was phenomenal. The NXT Tag Team title match opening, Stand and Deliver. We had the Women's World Champion opening up WrestleMania Night 1. Then the World Champion opened up tonight. All three perfect starts to each show. So I want to give a shout out to the NXT champion. NXT champion, Dragunov versus Tony D'Angelo. Whew. They put me in moments where I thought there was going to be a new NXT champion. But the last thing, if you watch the build up to the NXT championship game, the last thing Dragunov said to Tony, he always found a way. Guess what he did? He found a way to keep the NXT championship. So that was good. I know Bookie T is happy. I don't know how my man Cool is, but Roxanne Perez is back on top of the women's division, defeating Valkyria for the NXT Women's Championship. And imagine when it got to the point where Roxanne Perez said, "All right, I had enough. I'm about to make you give me this title." Put her in that crossface, and that was it.
I think the matches of every show, in my opinion, I'll go this route. I agree with what you said, so you don't need to rehash what you already said. My match of the show for the 3 Jones, right? Trick and Mello was my match of the show for NXT Stand and Deliver. Dragunov had a good match, him and the Donna, right? Tag team match. Did y'all see Braun Breaker move the ring? Did you see it? My man had so much force coming off the ropes, he moved the ring.
Why do you think I say they can't pay me to take a spear from him?
You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy.
I want to know if Homeboy got cracked ribs because of how he took that spear.
Shoot, The Rock got cracked ribs. How he took that spear. Night 1. I also, the Sami Zayn Gunther match has to be my match of the night for night 1. Because Sami Zayn absorbed a ridiculous amount of punishment. Right? And I'm not saying that Cody didn't, but you got to remember, subtle point. Cody got about 5 minutes to lay over there and recover while all this other stuff was going on. Because Cody wasn't involved at all.
Cody and all Roman.
Well, Roman did get the Superman punch. He was involved a little bit. Cody did not move during that time.
No, I take that back. He did take the AA from John Cena. I forgot.
Yeah, and then he did get a Superman punch to Seth Rollins. Cody laid there that whole 5 minutes, so he got a little chance to rest. But I just liked how Sammy, even if he had lost, I think it would still been a match tonight. Because for me, it was how he absorbed all that punishment. And he said, "You know what, man? This sucks, but I really need this." Like, as that match went on, as Gunther started yapping with his wife, I'm like, he about to lose. This is not what Gunther normally does. Gunther come out, take care of business, and roll out. So the fact that he was doing something different, I'm already looking like, this is a little crazy. But it is what it is. Night 2. That's tough. That's tough. Match of the night for night 2 was tough. But because I want to go Bayley and Io Sky. Honestly, I'm going to go championship matches. But I got to pick one of them. So who do you pick between? I got to go with the opening match. I do.
World Heavyweight Championship.
The WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I got to go with that one. The reason I'm going to go with that one for me is you had the champion injured, came out, he gave it all he had. He lost, but he still gave it all his had, looked strong and respectable in defeat. You still had the challenger look strong in victory, even though he was fighting a man that he should beat because of the injuries. Then you have him, and you got to add all this in there because without this, it can't be the match of the night. Instead of taking the belt, letting this girl see it, his friend just walking over to CM Punk like, I'm gonna give you a shot soon because I want to beat your ass and going up out of there. Drew gotta stay around and brag and gloat, and then you take it. You make CM Punk snap, take off his brace, and beat you with it. Damian Priest comes out and uses that in a South from Heaven, and we got another new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So all that together makes that the best match of night 2 for me. If you don't add that other part in, I go with the main event. But when you add that other part in, I go with that because, as you so expertly said, 2 title changes, 1 belt, same night.
Wait, shout out to Trick Williams. Again, he looked ready for that stage.
Mm-hmm.
That was people have to realize that was a historic match to main event Stand and Deliver. 2 black men main eventing a Stand and Deliver pay-per-view. Stand and Deliver is basically WrestleMania for NXT.
Mm-hmm.
So Trick showed he was ready for that stage. Melo helped him look very good. So I got it. I love that. But if I had to pick a match of the night from Stand and Deliver, I got to go with Roxanne and Valkyria. Like, the build for that match was great. And the match lived up to the build. Because it's like the emotion between those two was displayed throughout the entire match.
Right, gonna hold you. That was a good match.
And it had that point where when Roxanne told Valkyria that there's a lot of rage in me and I'm gonna let it all out on you. And it hit that point in the match where it was like, all right, look, I've done what I wanted to do to you, but since you don't want to stay down, I'm gonna make you stay down. And that's what she did. So I had to go with that one. Night 1 match of the night. I hear you when you come with Sami Zayn and Gunther because that was. But I gotta go with Mommy and Becky, man.
I'm never gonna honor with Mommy's on top.
I'm sitting here like, and you got to know, and they actually gave you the feeling like Becky might actually do it. And when they was on that top, I'm like, if she does the manhandle slam from the top rope, that is it for Mommy.
Yep.
She reversed it, riptide on the top turnbuckle, and another riptide. I was like, man. For some reason, I don't know what it is. I think the women brought out more emotion from the crowd than the men did. Not saying the men didn't.
Especially on night 1.
The women brought out more of the emotion from the crowd.
You got to think you had Mommy and Becky, then you had triple caramel cakes. So you had a lot of women on night 1 that really were going to elicit a large response just because of who they are. Like, when you look at the women, you're like, yeah. Like, those are women that you feeling. You like, that's what's up. That's, you know what I'm saying? Whereas for the men, it was bad matches. But again, no one expected Sami Zayn to win. Real talk. But even outside of that, if you pushed it over to the side, you still had a simple fact. We knew the main event. Like, the main event really was already set in stone for me. The Rock had to pin Cody night 1. Cody has it being Roman Reigns night 2. That's what it was going to be always. So I can't make, it's hard for me to make either one of them the match when it was already like, and I understand wrestling's predetermined, but to the fact that we could figure it out. And most people that weren't Roman Reigns marks were able to figure it out.
So yeah, I gotta go Mommy and Becky on that one because that, especially that was, and that's the kickoff of the show for night 1. Think about that. And then tonight, I'm gonna agree with you because they drew us in. Soon as the bell run, they drew us in with a Claymore kick. It's like this ain't gonna be over already. Whew. You had to breathe a solid, really like, man, we almost missed the World Heavyweight Championship match.
You know
that fast.
I took a sip of drink and I was like, what in the world?
Whoo, wait a minute. What just happened here?
I that feeling like Ray J. Wait a minute.
And then Seth Rollins doing what Seth Rollins does, being that fighting champion, fighting through adversity, the injuries, all that stuff. Drew McIntyre, even though, how can I put this? I don't want to say I don't like it and it's a bad thing, but the fact that Drew McIntyre still played the CM Punk role in it, it's like, bruh, it drew that, bruh, I need you to focus, man. What you were telling Seth Rollins to do is what you're not doing right now. Like, bruh, I need you to focus right now.
At the wrong moment.
So it's like, it made me irritated. It's like, in a good way, because that tells you I'm into the match. Like, bro, I need you to focus. Like, come on, I need you to win this title.
Right. So a couple of comments from Damien. We know that guy Damien was gonna slide up in the scene. So Damien says WrestleMania 40 beats all WrestleManias.
Man, they called it the biggest WrestleMania for a reason.
They did. He also says, Stand and Deliver makes last year's very unforgettable. He also says Cody didn't have his wife and kid get bullied, which in my opinion was very weird.
He never mentioned his wife. He rarely mentioned his wife though, because the whole time he was talking about the story, he was talking about his dad, and the other person that helped raise him was his mom. So it only made sense for like not to focus on her. Even though I would say this, I was like, oh, when she came out with Cody, I was like, oh man, this is a different feel.
Cool. Yeah. It was cool that she came out, but it was also good that like she wasn't like a big part of the storyline. I feel like it was good that she was there to support him on that night, and he happened to win with her there, but it wasn't like that was the expectation. Damien also says night 1, Sammy's match. So basically, of course, he's saying Sammy and then night 2. Drew and Priest. Well, if you're gonna say that, you got to include the other piece of that. I got to put my stuff up here, y'all. At the spot and tripping like my stuff don't need power to continue to work. You know what I'm saying? You cut off.
Actually, he reversed course on night 1.
Yeah, then he did reverse his course on night 1 and say, "Never mind, take it back." Night 1, Bianca, Naomi, and Jade. Night 2, please cash in. Hey, if you come to me and you say, I feel like the match of the night was triple caramel cakes versus whoever, you will not get a peep of argument from me.
You would for me because we knew how that match was supposed to go.
But still, the visuals.
We heard the visual, but come on, we knew how it was going to go. They really haven't built damage control. and you brought the storm in? Come on.
Damien says Seth Quaker Oats called. They want their outfit back. Damien talking about I shot DDP didn't show up this time.
That's a good point. I don't know. I ain't watched the press conference yet, so
yeah, he might show up in the press conference. Who knows?
Because he did the last time.
He did. Man, this was a good WrestleMania weekend. I felt like Night one not as hype as night two, but you expect that, right? Especially when you have to put 3 of the 4 main championships on night two because the TKO boss decides he has to get himself involved. In order to make it a big tag team match, he's got to have both of the champions and the fire hot contender all in the match with him.
Wasn't a bad move, though.
It wasn't a bad move, but ask yourself.
I would say this: I'm ready for that document to come out.
Yeah,
I'm ready for that document to come out. I'm ready to see the behind the scenes of how all this came about. Which we already knew how it came about, but we actually get the details of the entire situation. I can't wait to see that.
because I ask myself, like, when I look at this stuff, coming off an injury already and just getting cleared a couple of weeks before WrestleMania, was it a guy that have Seth Rollins in a tag team match? The only way I say yes and feel comfortable is if I knew he was going to go take time off afterwards and have the surgeries and stuff, which he might do because he lost. But if you're not doing that, it didn't make a lot of sense for him to have double duty already just coming off an injury.
By the way, Drew, what you should have did after Seth Rollins said what he said to you, you should have left. Because pretty much Seth Rollins gave you the okay, you won. But no.
Damien says Bubba needs to start refereeing. Well, the whole problem was he went over to CM Punk. CM Punk said, okay, you won. You're right, you won. Congratulations. He said a couple of things. CM Punk was like, hey, you won, you might want to go ahead. He kept at it. CM Punk was like, all right, I done told you. Since you don't want to hear me, now I got to fudge you up. And then, as soon as he was vulnerable, you already knew what it was after that.
All right, so before we get out of here, what are we looking forward to on the Raw after WrestleMania?
Well, I'm looking forward to losing my voice completely.
So, yeah, you're going to be there.
Yes, I'm looking forward to losing my voice completely.
So, yeah, as a matter of fact, you and Y, so 2 of our brothers going to be in the building at the Wells Fargo Center. Okay, so we might get some live looks from the crew sometime this week of what they was able to enjoy and see at the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah. Shout out, Baby Ox, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Next Monday, bro, we back live.
Yep.
6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Obviously, we gonna hear from Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, we're gonna hear from Cody.
Matter of fact, I expect Cody Rhodes to actually be the opener for Monday night.
Now, Damian Priest is gonna be the opener.
And that was the next person I was gonna say. I'm ready to hear from Damian Priest. I want to
Damian Priest and Mommy. They can both come out together.
I want to hear what Damian Priest got to say to bring back together. And I want to be on the lines of, you have been trying to stop me for so freaking long since I had this Money in the Bank contract. How does it feel that I cashed it in successfully on you? And if he says anything to that nature, I'm gonna love it.
Yeah. The first challengers are gonna how we gonna set the first challengers for these championships.
That's what you're looking forward to.
Tag team championships. Who's Sami Zayn's first challenger? I think it's gonna be Chad Gable. Of course, for Mommy, and then who's Damian Priest's first challenger gonna be? Because I think you're gonna get to Drew, but I think they're gonna draw it out a little bit. Because first Drew and CM Punk got to settle their issues, and if we see the beatdown that CM Punk put on Drew, he ain't that far from being back.
Mm-hmm. So, Damian, you do not want to know how I felt, because I know what you mean by that question.
So Damian says, question, which new theme song was the best? I would say, from what everyone else has said, I haven't looked at it yet, but from what everyone else has said, AJ Styles was the worst.
Baby's new theme song is all right.
Yeah, she had to do something.
It's all right. Hopefully by the time we get to SmackDown, they give us something different. You know, even though my co-hosts don't like how they are building Jimmy Uso, that his theme song is just
No, Jimmy Uso theme song is fire. It's fire. I've said, I don't know if you were paying attention, but I say the character trash theme song fire.
it's
If you gave Jay Uso Jimmy Uso's theme song, he might be world heavyweight champion now.
so,
Because that theme song is fire.
yep.
When you hear that, do 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 do, I'd be like, Jimmy, you suck, but ooh, suck.
Other than that, man, it's been a crazy weekend. It's been a fun weekend too. But my man, cool, he is in Philly as we speak. Wise is there, Key is there, so they're gonna get ready for Monday Night Raw. After that, man, we'll see y'all next. We'll see y'all next Monday, okay? Not this Monday. We'll see you next Monday.
Taking my friend with me to Raw.
Outside of that, y'all can catch me most likely. Y'all can catch me most likely Wednesday, where I'll be recapping the men's and women's national championship game. Shout out to Don Staley and the South Carolina Gamecocks.
South Carolina, raise up.
Finishing off the perfect season over Caitlin and Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes, getting their payback on Caitlin and Clark. By the way, I love what Don Staley said. Much respect to Clayton and Clark. Hell of a college career, especially this season. So,
Hey, and you remember what Don Staley said? Was it earlier this week or earlier last week when they asked her about Caitlin Clark, and she said if she beat South Carolina, she'd go. Well, y'all can stop the GOAT talk because she did not beat South Carolina.
Well, Coach Staley called her to go after winning the championship. So,
Coach Staley is very good at. So I'm gonna say this about Coach Staley. I like Coach Staley. I like what she does for the program. Coach Staley is very PC with her comments. This is the same woman who just said yes, transgenders should play sports. Right? She's very PG. She's very PA with her comments. Right? Her comments are always politically correct. Very PC. You just beat Caitlin Clark. So then you say, oh, Caitlin's the GOAT, blah, blah, blah. But you beat the GOAT. It's okay to call her GOAT after you beat her. But she said before the game, for her to be the GOAT, she got to beat South Carolina in the championship game. Well, actually, she said she got to win a championship. She didn't necessarily say beat South Carolina. She said she got to win a championship. Because how can you be the GOAT if you don't have a championship?
I'm gonna dive into that on Shooting Lights Out. Y'all get ready for that. Most likely it's gonna be Wednesday. Y'all just be ready for that. I'm gonna dive into that.
3 to 4 years, women 4 to 5 years. You gotta get one championship to be in the GOAT conversation. You can be in a really good player conversation. You might even be on the low end of the GOAT conversation, but you can't be in the top GOATs if you ain't won a championship. In my opinion,
So
personal stats is cool. And they make you one of the GOATs, one of the GOAT candidates, I'll say. But to be the GOAT, you gotta win. You got people out there like Brown Stewart with four wins and 4 most outstanding player awards. And you ain't got one win? Come on, man. We can't do that. We can't put those in the same category, bro. We can't do it. That's like saying Steph was the GOAT of college basketball. We can't do that.
Hey, all I'm saying is, don't miss Shooting the Lights Out this week. I'll be doing that. Plus, I'll be recapping it. Do we have a repeat champion or a redemption story completion after Monday night national championship game between UConn and Purdue? So if you're looking for me to do a show, that's where I'll be at until next Monday for Monarchs of Wrestling.
Y'all never know. You might catch me if you roll Thursday. I might slide up on that with him. You never know.
So that's what I'm gonna be at. This is what I got. And by the way, last thing I'm gonna say, who bleaking idea was it to make a foam chair?
I ain't even gonna tell you all the places you can find me, but I say you can find me Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We talking Eagles off-season moves. We getting closer to the draft. We're gonna start talking about specific players that we want. Not based on if they're gonna be available, but who will make the team better. Friday, 7:30 p.m. Same channel that you're watching me on now. If you're watching on the Play Callers YouTube channel, Real Play Callers, or on LinkedIn, you can find Play Callers Sports Talk Live. And there's plenty more. If you want to see all the places you can find your boy, because I'm not gonna sit here and bore you, just go to https://linktr.ee/Cool McCain. It's all there. It's all there. But in closing, make sure you tell 2 of your friends and 4 of your enemies to come check out Monarchs of Wrestling. Just because they don't like you doesn't mean they won't like us. And on a positive note, it's never where you start. It's always where you finish. That your boys are out. WrestleMania weekend is in the books.
Yes, it is. It's been a fun one, but hey.
And it was wild.
My man Cool McCain, Wise, and company they gonna enjoy the Raw live in the building. I'm gonna be home enjoying the next championship and Raw. And y'all enjoy the week, man.
Absolutely.
Monarchs of Wrestling will catch y'all next Monday.
Oh, and next Monday's gonna be fun. Trust me. Holla at your boy.